Gary, to directly answer one of your questions, we did get like a comment on a YouTube video, I think, or something. It was for Pleasant Fall, our song from Heavy Song. And I remember like one of the comments was just like, what is this song about? Like they were just like legitimately confused by it.
Bands you've heard of.
Hello and welcome to Bands You've Never Heard Of. That's our little podcast where we get to talk about bands you've never heard of. I'm JR.
And I'm Gary.
And well,
here we are.
Here we are.
This is a first today. I mean, we have lots of firsts so far in 2026.
Yeah.
And this is yet another one.
And if you happen to be one of our fans, if you listen to this show on the regular, then the title is a lie, because this is a band you've heard of.
Yes. But it's still not a lie, because there are new people picking up the podcast every day.
That's right.
And hopefully the people that are new will hear this one and then go back and listen earlier.
This is a first for bands you've never heard of. Bad Mother Nature, a band we reviewed and interviewed back in September of 2025. When we talked to them live, they told us they were going to go back in the studio pretty soon to record some more songs. And we said, hey, reach back out when you've done that and let's talk again. And you know what? They did.
Yeah, that's we pretty much say that to everybody. Hey, reach back out, or hey, if you feel like talking to us again when you're releasing something new or anything like that, please, give us a holler. And they did. And so this is a first repeat or return episode for a returning band.
And we've put out about 26 episodes so far, and the Bad Mother Nature episode can be seen a couple ways. We on YouTube. It is our 6th most played episode on YouTube out of our 26 episodes so far. So it's firmly in the top 10. And it has by far the most comments on the YouTube video, which is significant, I think. People are talking about Bad Mother Nature, which is
That's
cool.
The important part, yeah.
And if you look across, it's 2 different measurements. All of the other podcast platforms where this show goes, it's our 4th most played podcast episode of all time. So they're right up in the top 5 if you look at it that way. And we have yet to like break it big with like listenership, number of viewers or listeners. But you know who is really digging our show? It's all the bands themselves. And this is kind of proof of that, right? They all tell us that they think what we're doing is important, worthwhile, and cool. And so that's pretty reassuring to us that we are doing something worthwhile, important, and cool.
And cool, yeah.
And so it's motivation for us to keep doing it. And when bands call us back like this, we think it's just as cool as could possibly be. So that's the deal with today's show. We are going to be talking about Bad Mother Nature again. But if you listen to this show, you know that the first half is typically where I introduce Gary to a band, and the second half is an interview with the band. Well, this is going to be pretty similar to that. We will be interviewing Bad Mother Nature again in the second half of this show, and we're going to get to talk to the drummer this time. He's going to join us as well. So we're going to have the whole band, all 4 guys, Corey, Ryan, Axel, and Johnny, the drummer.
Well, that's excellent. But in order to keep our little bit going, JR would not let me hear the new music that they have out. He's obviously been jamming on it for a while, and so now he gets to decide how to prep me for that, and how to spring it on me, and what the order will be and everything. Because are you trying to nail me? Because I already love them, So
yeah.
unless it's a train wreck, which I am sure it ain't.
I can assure you it's no train wrecks here, buddy.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not a train wreck. So if I have are you going from, he'll probably like this one a little bit, but he's going to really like this one I'm going to leave that until last. Is that
They
how you're
gave
doing
the
it,
four
or-
songs to me, and they are numbered, and I am going to play them in the order in which they numbered them, which,
Oh,
as I've been listening to them and really sort of deciding what I think about this and how to go about this, it's the number in which I would have chosen. It's the order of songs in which I would have chosen based on a few things that we discovered the first time around. So let's recap a little bit what happened.
So maybe they were playing into our thing.
I don't know if you influenced them at all. Maybe a little bit.
That would be cool.
So let's recap a little bit. Bad Mother Nature is four dudes from Sacramento, California. Ryan and Corey are brothers. Ryan is on keys and lead vocals. Corey is either on bass or guitar and also sometimes does lead vocals. Axel is on guitar usually and lead vocals on some songs. And then John McCann is on drums. And if you'll remember, songs tended to either be Ryan or Axel songs.
Right.
Either bluesy keyboard stuff or like heavy guitar rock screamy stuff, which is more Axel stuff. And you preferred the Axel stuff in general when it's just the Ryan and the Axel songs.
Right.
I tended
preferred
to
the one that they did together.
I'm
the
getting
most.
there. I tended to prefer the Ryan songs when it's just one or the other, but we definitely agreed that it all culminated with our favorite song of all, which was 1,000 Days, which was written by Corey, Ryan, and Axel, and lead singing done by Corey. So not a Ryan or an Axel song. It sort of broke the mold a little bit, and that's where we felt they were the strongest. We listened to 5 songs, 6 songs in that episode. Let Me
Well,
Die
it was back
Easy.
when we were. That's when we were back when we were Devil May Care.
Yeah.
And we would just, people will listen to a 3-hour podcast. No worries.
Well, that episode was over 2 hours, and it's one of our top 5 or top 10 shows, so maybe it works. We listened to Let Me Die Easy, which was an Axl song, Mad Oklahoma, which is a Ryan song, Folly Man, another Ryan song, Dagda Was a Demon, firmly an Axl song, and then Now You're Gone, which you actually compared them to Queen on that one with all the harmonizing that they do.
Oh, the vocals were amazing on that.
And you said what was my favorite quote when listening to those songs, because this was before we had culminated with 1,000 Days. We were building, right? They were getting better and better with each song. And you said, I'm not addicted to what they are yet. I'm addicted to what they could be.
Oh, yeah.
And then we heard what they could be with 1,000 Days. And that was kind of a revelatory when we finally heard that song. So when we last spoke with Bad Mother Nature, we were talking with Corey, Ryan, and Axel. We didn't get to talk to Johnny, their drummer. They told us they were getting ready to go record 4 new songs, and those 4 new songs are done. And that's why Axel texted me to see if they could come on and talk about their new songs. So I have those 4 new songs now. And as Gary mentioned, I have not yet played them for Gary, and I've been devising a plan for how to do this. So the plan was to play all 4 songs in their entirety on this show. It's only 4 songs. We typically do 3, but we can do 4.
We can do 4 because we don't have all the intro stuff either, although we've rambled on quite a bit.
We are rambling. I know. I got to get to it. So here's the thing. Axel texted me literally yesterday and says, hey, we're not releasing these until March. Could you not play them on your show? And I was like, wait, hold on. I've had a plan for weeks now. So we had a little back and forth on that. And what we've agreed to do is the following. We're going to delay putting this episode out until closer to their release date, which will
like a plan.
be in March.
Makes it a lot easier.
And what you're going to hear, Gary, is almost what our audience at home is about to hear. Because what I have are the 4 songs in their almost finished state. Yeah, they are going to be sending me a link with the final masters here in a week or so. And they asked if I would play those on the show, not these that are not fully final masters yet. So I will gladly take out the audio that you're about to hear and replace it with the audio that they are going to send me. So those of you at home are about to hear final masters. Gary will be working with slightly older versions of these songs,
which I'm used to.
Yeah. Regardless, once these songs are out on all the streaming services, I will be adding them to the Bands You've Never Heard Of complete playlist. So all of these new songs will be at the top of that list in the very near future, or maybe right now as you're listening to this. And yeah, we will be talking to Bad Mother Nature here in a few minutes, including the drummer. So I am still going to do video, even though there's no videos for these songs yet. So if you are listening to this podcast, I still urge you to go find it where you can watch this podcast, not because you'll get to see Gary and me bobbing our heads to songs, but because you'll get to see on screen the lyrics to all of these songs, because they sent me Word docs for all 4 songs. So we have the lyrics.
Sweet.
Yeah, which I loved. I mean, if that's the second best thing to be looking at when you're listening to songs, then the video is the lyrics to the song, because there are some times when it's hard to understand what's going on in these songs. So on the screen will be the lyrics. So go check us out on YouTube. Bands You've Never Heard Of is there. BYNHOPod is our YouTube handle. If you're watching or listening on Spotify, there's video there. Everywhere else, it's audio only, which is fine. You'll get plenty out of it if you're just listening. But I do recommend watching and listening. So I've put together my own little playlist of the songs in my own personal Apple Music folder that I'm calling BYNHO Exclusive. And this is the order in which we will hear the songs. The first song. Are you ready, Gary?
I have been ready.
The first song is called Midnight Wing by Bad Mother Nature. Midnight Wing by Bad Mother Nature. First time that song's ever been played on the internet in any way, shape, or form. Gary, your thoughts?
I don't know if you noticed, but I was making notes.
I like it when you make notes. It informs us and gives us good stuff to talk about and maybe even good questions to ask the band later. What do you got so far?
And my first note is, damn.
Damn is right.
Yeah, that was, I mean, if they meant to shock us, they were 100% correct.
Not what you were expecting?
Nope. Not at all.
How different? Well, how is it different than what you expected?
Well, I had not heard them channeling the Scorpions in the first round. That was my second note. Is like, did someone wake up and like suddenly be back in 1983 or because it was but hell, it was fucking great. I do have one little minor thing, which is a choice thing from them. And I, having heard, hearing the entire song, I hear them do it the way I like it at the very end. I couldn't understand why they did soon the song will end if we cannot catch the midnight wing. And then they would do catch in a completely unsupported falsetto.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say I don't like it because they did it right at the end. And it's like, that's what it's supposed to sound like. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that they've got a reason for that. But so it makes no sense. It just makes no sense to throw that one note into falsetto, super ridiculous falsetto territory at the very end of a kick-ass chorus.
Yeah, because it's the last line in each chorus, and when they do it in the rest of the song, it's "If we cannot catch the midnight wing."
Yeah,
right?
Doesn't. The melodically doesn't follow. Thematically, tonally, it throws me off personally. But then in the coda, when they do it the very last time, he sings it straight, and it fucking kills. I mean, just like. That is, I mean, and had they not done that, I might have been seen as, oh, I'm just blowing smoke because I don't like falsetto or whatever, or I'm jealous because I can't do it. But hearing it done what I believe is the proper way, pretty much, I rest my case.
Yeah. Is it possible that maybe it's better that way so that you do get that satisfaction at the end? Because it kind of closes it where it's still sort of an open thought at the end of each chorus.
No,
like there's still some tension all throughout the choruses, but at the end,
I'm going to stand on this box for the whole interview, and I'm going to make them explain why the fuck they did it that way. No, I mean, it's a choice. Like I said, it's a choice. They have the pipes. They can make that choice. I don't have those. I mean,
I'm super jealous of his ability to sing up there. Oh my God. And scream melodically, and his falsettos kick ass. If I liked it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And in the other places where they put it, it is absolutely perfect. And they come in with the harmonies, and that's the whole thing. That's what kind of throws me. The first time I heard it, I thought it was, it's the rough mix. So, maybe that was just something they tried, and then it came again, and it's like, oh no, they're not going to try that twice. And then it came again. We're like, okay, well, third time is they did that on purpose. But it was just straight up. I was like, oh man, I really wish I could hear it done the way I would want it done, if I was producing them, I would go, what the fuck are you thinking? And I would go, but I was like, I wish I could hear it the way I would produce it. And sure enough, it comes back around and he hits it hard. I mean, it's like, and it has gravitas. And because it has, when he does it, when it's done on that super falsetto, there's no gravitas in that. There's no, we cannot catch them. It's like, there's no gravitas. You're not catching anything. You're not even catching the flu. You're letting it go. It's a butterfly net. It's ethereal. That needs a little gravitas, and they could do it a little lighter until the very end. That's fine. Like you were saying. But I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to stand on this hill, man.
We've talked a lot about this one little tiny thing about the song that you are critical of, but overall, your thought on the song, so we can end on that note.
Oh,
and then
fucking amazing.
Okay.
That's what pisses me off about that one little piece. It's just, it's like, I mean, and I love the fact that, I mean, when it first started out, I'm like going, I'm going, okay, all right, this is this is an 80s kind of thing, which they were want to do. They like that stuff, but I'd never, we hadn't heard them venture into, the European, prog metal side of things from the 80s. So I mean, it was like, holy crap. They're they're definitely channeling the Scorpions on that.
So just like the first time around, we started with an Axl song in the first time we did Bad Mother Nature. We started with what appears to be an Axl song on this one. And we're going to move into what I believe they didn't give me the details on who wrote or who gets credit for each of these songs. So I'm only surmising this from what I've listened to. But I think this next one sounds like what I think of as a Ryan Allred song. And this is number 2. It's called Wasting My Time by Bad Mother Nature.
Way to learn is to do it wrong, and even when we do the same thing again, oh, it feels like something new. There it goes, well, all those distractions I knew before, and everything went up in smoke, and I noticed there's nothing I'd rather do than wasting my time with you, like I do when there's nothing left to say, and we're lying there, could be anywhere, living all alone with you until I fade away. Nothing better than wasting my time with you, wasting my time with you. Winter comes and I seek my warmth round a different sun, but you hold me close when I'm frozen, and you open up your arms to me. Yes, you do. Wasting my time with you, like I do when there's nothing left to say, and we're lying there, could be anywhere, living all alone with you until I fade away. Nothing better than wasting my time with you, wasting my time with you. If I'm lost and cannot find
That song is full of heart and soul, if you ask me. I dig it. I love the Ryan songs personally. Gary, your thoughts on "Wasting My Time" by Bad Mother Nature?
Yeah, that's definitely a Ryan song. Definitely a Ryan song.
Does that equal not your cup of tea, or are you digging it?
No, I'm digging it. I am digging it. It is. This one was super interesting to me because I'm trying to follow along on how the song's moving, and it seems to be kind of meanders a little bit, lyrically and melodically. Harmonically, it's got in the core, in the verses especially, it's got a very distinct thing, but melodically and lyrically it kind of meanders a little bit, and then but never too much, it never goes too far. And then coming in with the chorus is stellar. I like channeling the Scorpions a little bit better, but that's just. But this one is is a very interesting song to me, and and for people who would not be going, oh man, you guys sound like the Scorpions. For those people that wouldn't like that, this would be a much better song for them. But I like it.
I like how it swings.
Yeah.
It's got a swing to it that really works for me, and maybe that's what it is that makes me like the Ryan songs maybe a little more than the Axl songs. Don't get me wrong, Axl. I love the songs, but the Ryan songs I think speak to me a little bit more than they speak to Gary. I just love the concept that this is a love song that's not so obvious about being a love song.
It's pretty obvious.
I mean,
but it is kind of meander. Like I said, lyrically, it meanders a bit. So it is not, it's not, I love you, that would be more in the Scorpion style. But it's definitely a love song.
Cool. In the interest of time,
they're not smuggling anything in there.
No, that's true. In the interest of time, we're going to move on to the third song. It's called Revisitor. And it starts off with a little, I think it's Axl with his guitar talking about how he's maybe when he recorded the first little bit of the demo for the band to listen to, and then it breaks into the full band song. So just so you know what's about to happen at the beginning here, it's Axl talking to us just a little bit. But this is Revisitor by Bad Mother Nature.
Recording potential idea for blues track / maybe Revisitor or Untitled. Let's see.
the song fades out, Gary. That's Revisitor by Bad Mother Nature. Your thoughts?
That is the song number 4 is going to have to really, really, really hit me hard to outdo that song. That is my favorite song, hands down, that they've done, that we've heard of theirs, period, end of sentence. It has everything I love. It's Hammond B3.
Yeah.
Killer melody. I was singing along by the end, and it's just, I mean, it's a melody you think you've heard, but you haven't, and it just ingrains. It's like ear candy. Just right there. They're not trying. There's no cutesy stuff going on. There's no tricks. No, you know, it's just a straight up song. I love the intro. It makes it, makes it a little personal. It makes it, it's like, oh wow, am I going to hear seeing that we don't have that? I'm not listening to the final mix. I was like, oh, is this something where, add effects here, kind of thing. But no, that's a great intro. But what sealed it for me, I'm checking my notes.
What sealed it for you?
The Steely Dan guitar solo. Oh my fucking God. It was, of course it wasn't note for note any of the things, because you can't do a Steely Dan guitar solo note for note, because there's 4 different guitar players playing that thing, and they chop it up and make it into a solo. But it had, the way it came in, the entrance into the song, the lead up to it, the tone, the phrasing, everything about it was just was like, oh man, now there's channeling Steely Dan. And I'll have to admit, I like Steely Dan better than I like the Scorpions. But just overall, to me, that's closing in on the perfect song. Yeah.
Ooh, that's high praise.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I can't, like I said, Keepers of the Cold, that's got some heavy lifting.
It's got some heavy lifting.
Heavy fucking lifting.
It's where we're about to head. We've got a few minutes left. We're going to need all of them, because this is the longest song of the 4 at 8.5 minutes. And it holds my attention. I predict it's going to hold your attention as well. I don't know if it will top Revisitor as your favorite song or not, but I freaking love it. And I have a feeling that what we've heard so far is an Axl, a Ryan, and an Axl song. And I think Keepers of the Cold feels to me more like an entire band song with a lot more influence from Corey, which is kind of what we experienced the first time around when we got to 1,000 Days, which is why we liked that song the best. And I think it's Corey singing on this one, and it feels kind of like a culmination sort of song. So without further ado, the 4th and final brand new song from Bad Mother Nature's new EP, Keepers of the Cold.
Often when I sleep, I'll take a walk and ramble to myself before I go. So I have company to get me through the cold and all the holes that I've been in. Hush, hush, I will never speak again. I fall and all my say, 'cause you're in pain. Are you in pain? Slowly through that window gonna fall. So lay me down with ribbons and the birds. It's so absurd. I sing but I've forgotten all the words. La 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 la. It's all I heard. Keepers of the cold, hide behind the falling snow. Keepers of the cold. They flew in on a midnight wing. Sirens scream for mercy while the angels sing. There's only one way out on the morning train. Throw me to the fire, and I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way. Everybody plays this game, and all night we were waiting. And all that time we lost,
song's fading out, Gary.
Sure it is.
I think it's really over now. I don't know about you, but I'm cold.
No, actually that kind of warmed me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Still not as good as Revisitor, but because that was the perfect song. And I'll stand on that. Okay. I don't know if we've got enough time for my notes on this one because
We got 10 minutes till the band is scheduled to be with us, and Gary needs to go smoke a cigarette pretty bad. I guarantee it. So
I do. So I'm going to save my notes for the band.
Oh, I love it. A teaser. Oh, this is great. Excellent. Well,
You're
that's
not the only one that gets to hold back now.
So that's the 4 brand new songs from Bad Mother Nature that we are honored to be able to world premiere here on this show. They will be releasing soon. Exactly what date, I don't know. As I say these words, we
will know by then because that's when this show will also
if
premiere.
the show's out, that means these songs are either out or coming real soon. So stick with us. We'll be back in for you, it'll be like 30 seconds, and we will be back with Bad Mother Nature.
Don't forget to play something for him.
I'll find something to play. All right. See you in a second. And well, let's welcome in Bad Mother Nature in its entirety. Especially welcome to John, who did not get to join us the last time. Johnny Drums, is that what we go by here?
I go by John. The boys are the only ones who have ever called me Johnny, but you guys can definitely call me Johnny. Whatever y'all want.
Got it.
And pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us back. I missed the first one, but I watched it and it looked like y'all had a lot of fun. So I'm happy to be here.
We try to have as much fun as possible, but also get to the grist, get to the metal of it all.
There you go. Yeah. Absolutely.
We just sit here and fawn over you. You know that.
So you are the first band that has reached back out to us to say, hey, can we do that again? We've got new music. And so we are honored to be any part of your release plan for getting these songs out to the world. So thank you for thinking of us. It made me go back to look at previous episodes, and your episode, out of the 25 or 26 that we've dropped so far, it's either top 5 or top 10, depending on if you're looking at YouTube or all of the other podcast players, streamers, whatever out there. So you're one of our most listened to, and on YouTube, the one with the most comments on it. So beautiful. That's also important. And
that's great.
Yeah,
the most engagement. You all have the most engagement of all of our podcasts.
We're honored to be here. We just like talking with you guys about the music. We appreciate that you guys listen to our songs and have so many good, poignant questions to ask about them. It's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
We aim to please on that, and we I don't think we'll disappoint tonight either. Here's what we've been doing for the last hour. I played all 4 songs in their entirety for Gary, so he's just an hour in to having heard these songs. I've been living with them for a few weeks now, jamming to them when I work out, listening to them in my truck, driving home from work. They're epic. They're freaking awesome. They are a progression of where you were before in so many ways, and I think we've got some questions for sure about it. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started, Gary. You guys continue to write songs that are big, epic, kind of universal in their meaning, and they kind of could be about whatever the listener thinks they are about. So what I kind of wonder is, how does that happen, right? These songs seem both deeply personal and universal kind of at the same time. And maybe the answer is different for a lot of the different songs, but do they start with like a very deep personal issue or event or something like that, and then you find a way to tell those stories in a more universal way? Or do you start with like a universally interesting idea and then run with that? Like, how do these ideas get to be what they end up being?
Well, that's a good question. We should who wants to take that?
So
Well, I would say I kind of almost want to hear what Ryan says about that. His voice is a little scratchy today, so I don't know if he'll be able to talk as much as we are. Um, each song, I guess, is definitely different. Each song is sort of written from a different place, and sometimes a different person in the band will actually write the song or come up with the idea or the genesis of the song. Maybe it even starts out with the music and then lyrics are adapted later. But one thing I will say is we do try to balance what you just said is make things universal that everyone can find something, to connect with them. But they do all come from some personal place, and maybe it's a different thing again, depending on who writes the song. But no, they all come from you know, something inside of at least one of us, if not kind of all of us, that we all see the song should be about. So that's sort of a vague way to answer that question, but yeah, no, there's a lot of thought that goes into the meaning of it for sure.
Well, I will jump on too. Is I think that we do sometimes intentionally, kind of consciously, try to sort of write the songs sometimes intentionally vaguely, not too vague, but we do try to leave them a little bit open ended for interpretation. So it's like we will kind of apply our own meaning personally as the band or as the individual members onto each track. But if someone else listens to it, they might not. They'll kind of bring their own personal life experiences and stuff to the table when they're listening, and so it will be probably maybe a different listening experience than what we're listening to it with. You know what I mean? So we try not to be like, this is exactly what this song is about because this is what we say it is. Sometimes that might be the case, but a lot of the times we'll try to just keep it a little bit open-ended, kind of up for interpretation, however you guys want. Primarily, we're just trying to go for more like solid melodies, good choruses.
Do you ever get feedback from fans that completely turn around what you think the song means to from with them listening to it? Because I know that's happened with us. It's like we have a specific it was a specific event or whatever, and yeah, fans come back and go, "Oh, this is about such and such," and we're like, "Sure," But has that happened because you leave that kind of open?
There was.
I
Oh, go
guess
for it, Johnny. Go.
I guess you have more of a specific answer. I was going to say for me, I don't necessarily have like a specific instance of it, but like inherently, I feel like people approach music from different avenues. I mean, some people will be listening to our music who have gone through like, the extreme highs, others in the extreme lows, and from those you can draw parallels from what we write. And I think that that's just kind of inherent in what we do. Like I don't want to say that we're like a finger on the pulse band type, but we definitely do write songs that have meaning to us, and inherently somebody else is going to listen to that. And depending on where they are in their life, we've had people come up and say, "Hey, like one of the best times of my life was doing this road trip and being able to listen to your guys' song front to back, and you know, jamming out in the car with my friends, showing you off to mom, dad, whoever." And then other people, got me through a hard time. Listen to, I mean, some of the old songs, especially like, Old Souls and things like that. Just listening to them in maybe a little bit darker time, and being able to draw some parallels or be able to connect in that regard. So I think vague is kind of where we like to stay because then it just opens it up to experience and everybody else gets to talk to us about what it means to them. And it just kind of sends us down that path too. So it's a lot of fun. But go ahead.
And your songs are evergreen when you do it that way. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons to do what you guys are doing. I just had a feeling that there is something deeper and more individually personal behind a lot of these somewhat universal, open sort of lyrics.
Sometimes there is. I was going to say I think Gary, to directly answer one of your questions, we did get like a comment on a YouTube video, I think, or something. It was for Pleasant Fall, our song from Heavy Song. And I remember like one of the comments was just like, what is this song about? Like they were just like legitimately confused by it. And it's literally about, I think, just God riding a train through like history or something, but yeah, they were like, what the heck is this song about? Like they didn't really get it. And we're like, that's fine. You can't win them all. Yeah. But yeah, I think
that's the tough time to not answer back real snarky and go, you don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, we were just it's fine. We get that it's not for everybody. That was more of just something for us. But,
so As a specific example, Ryan, do you have somebody in mind that you want to waste time with when you're singing that song? Are you picturing a specific person?
Yeah, so that was, and forgive my voice, I was sick this last weekend and I just lost it. So
Me too, by the way. I'm coming out of it now, but whew, yeah, it's been bad.
And I'm permanently sick, so
yeah, totally.
but that just comes with age.
Wasting My Time was just a remnant of that was a song we were just sort of sitting on since COVID. And I mean, you can kind of hear it in just the lyrics of it, but it's as hard as COVID was, it was still a very sentimental time as a band and for our relationships and stuff. I remember me and Corey and Axel all moved in with our significant others during COVID. And so that was like kind of a cool time where now we're living with our girlfriends, but you know, we're like in lockdown. And so the whole point of Wasting My Time is just like thinking back to that just stagnation, I guess, of COVID, where we weren't working and we weren't leaving the house, and just sort of a fondness for that of just like there's nothing I'd rather do than wasting my time with you is sort of one of the hooks of the song. And so yeah, it's about my now wife. So
yeah, you're so right about COVID though. There's all these things that I was doing during COVID that I don't have time to do anymore, right? Because I'm busy with the rest of life now. But all these activities I got started in that I just like, God, I wish I could still pursue that. I wish I could go play disc golf every single day, but I just can't do that anymore.
But you do
so I just played disc golf just like 2 hours ago. That's so funny.
Oh, you guys play disc golf?
Well, I did. My buddies invited me today, so I went and played with them. Just literally, I got back like an hour ago.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. There's literally, we were supposed to have a tournament this last weekend, but this area is entirely covered with ice, and the parks that have disc golf courses aren't even open. So yeah, I'm jealous. So Keepers of the Cold really resonated with us right now because we're like 10 days straight with maybe barely getting above freezing one day.
Oh my God,
it's been brutal here.
Yeah, finally made it up to 33 today. So.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I won't tell you what it was over here today.
Yeah. But just to follow up on that, this run of question, do you ever find yourself, and this is going to go to Ryan and Axel mostly, if you're, the lyricists primarily, do you ever find yourself changing the lyrics, the words, to make it not quite so specific so that it does get a little more nebulous, or is that just what comes out and you throw it down and go for it?
100%. For a song like Hawks, Doves, and Gamblers, I remember this connects to your recent question in the last one. Like, we had a buddy who literally just interpreted it as a hawk, a dove, and a gambler. And we're like, buddy, read the room. Like, and so we did specifically make it vague, but it's also like, if you listen to the lyrics, you could probably infer what it's about. And then like, I'll Make You a Thief, which was like one of our early songs on one of our, well, I guess our first EP. Mm-hmm. That was at the time sort of a disgruntled song, but I specifically made it vague, like, so you could, same thing, kind of cast a wide net for whoever's listening to it. They might not know my intended meaning of it, but it's I think it's, the metaphors are vague enough to where they could draw their own meaning from it pretty easily. I don't know if that answers the question.
Exactly.
I'll also add to that is, and kind of along the lines of what I was saying before, is like it has to come from somewhere. Even if you kind of are just making it up out of thin air, there is something that you're drawing it from. And so yeah, sometimes I'll feel like I want to write about something specific, but I want multiple people or anyone really to connect with it, even if they haven't gone through my personal experiences. So a lot of times when maybe one of us will write lyrics, we'll pitch it to the band, and then we'll all kind of have like a group writing session where we're kind of editing and maybe coming up with new ideas. And almost one of the things we always talk about is we do want to keep it vague. We want to keep it kind of accessible to everyone. So that's definitely something that we talk about. I don't know about every single song, but most songs, I'm sure, we're trying to make it listenable to everyone, even if it is about one specific thing.
Accessible is a much better word for it than vague. I like the idea that it's more accessible to more people, that more people can see something in that song that they resonate with. And so, yeah, I'm curious now that we have the benefit of having John in the room. What is John's role in the song creation process? Is it just add drums, or is there more to it than that?
Show up and look pretty. That's my job. That's what I do when I.
That's
when
funny.
I,
That's
no,
what he
it's-
does.
No,
He shows up, sets up everything, does all the work, and then looks pretty. So
I mean, I'm the one with the drums. I have to set up all this stuff. They're done within, 5 minutes, and I'm sitting there just hammering away on my kit, just absolutely hating it. But no, so my job keeps me on the road a ton, and I rarely have an opportunity. Weekends, if we're lucky to get together and jam, that's kind of where I fit in. A lot of times they have the luxury also of living relatively close to each other, so they can get together a little bit easier than I can. And they'll come to me with, generally it'll be ideas, and it'll be obviously the other instrumentation. And a lot of times it's just like, Johnny, listen to this. What do you feel? Play whatever comes naturally. And that's just how it starts. From there, they can kind of start to garner ideas. I have a phone now full of just voice memos where it's just me playing something, and I'll send it. And the titles are wild. They don't ever make sense. But I'll send them, and that kind of sparks the process as far as my end. Sometimes they'll listen and go like, this is great. Let's run with it. And then other times it's like, that could be a cool part here, a cool part there. But a lot of times for me personally, it's they come to me with the instrumentation, and then I get the creative liberty of just like, hey man, what would you play first and foremost? And for me, a lot of times it's like they want me to do that, so I get it all out really quick because I'm a metal drummer, I'm a punk drummer, so I play fast and 1,000 notes a second. And they're like, okay, that was cool. Definitely not the style for this song. So let's just drop it down a little bit. Let's rein it back in a little bit. But yeah, I do have I have a ton of creative liberty, which is great. The one thing for me is just like time. They have the most time that they can get together, and they do a lot of the heavy lifting for this band, which is awesome. But they do allow me to put my spin on the drums in particular, and some of the percussion. I mean, shoot, I'll get down on a tambourine. I'll get down on a shaker. They let me have some fun.
sleigh
So
bell.
I was going to ask about the sleigh bells in Keepers of the Cold. Was that you on the sleigh bells?
that was actually Korsh. That's what
Yeah.
he was. He got to. Were those the ones sampled from my house, or were those the ones from?
No.
That
Tell
Darn.
that.
So I was working. I was a bartender, and there was this. I was working at this bar that would do live music sometimes, and so this couple. I mean, we've had them in a few times. They're a local band called Sugar and Spice, and so they would come up. It's like a husband-wife duo, and they just came in and they're just doing cover songs, totally fine. They're playing for a couple hours, and I'm bartending one night, literally as we're mixing these tracks, like during the period of time that we've recorded these songs already. The very next day, we're going to go back into the studio and do a little bit more mixing, and I'm at work. And they're playing, and all of a sudden they bust out a track, and there's Jingle Bells in it. This is in like December; it's around Christmas time, and I immediately like stop what I'm doing. I perk up and I go, "What the hell?" And like I'm listening, and when they're done with their set or when they take a break, I run over to them. I'm like, "Hey guys, like this is gonna be a really random question. Were those sleigh bells? Were those sampled or were those real?" And they pull out this big. It's like a handle with it's sort of like a big brick that has all these jingle bells all around it.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, guys, this is going to sound so strange. May I borrow that tonight? And they're like, sure. I'm like, don't ask. We're recording tomorrow. We're looking for sleigh bells. May I use this and I'll bring it back tomorrow? I swear to God. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. Sure. Because they were going to come back anyway. So like the next week. So they're like, oh yeah, we know where you're at. Like we'll pick it up from you. So I took it home. And then the very next morning, me and Axe went over to Kevin's, our studio where we're mixing it at. And I was like, guys, I brought a sleigh bells. We got to record them, and so we just popped into the studio and just laid them in real quick, and that was that. So anyway.
Yeah, the spots that he laid it in on, we kind of originally mapped out a while ago when we were working on the demo, and we just kind of had a soft tambourine playing to kind of mimic those.
Yeah,
and he also laid in some other stuff that we didn't have in mind. So there was a bit of thought that went into it, but I mean, largely, yeah, it was kind of spontaneous. Just had to put in the sleigh bells for sure.
There's a reason it's sleigh bells, specifically.
Right. There is a specific reason. That's true. It's not for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it just fit with the cold. All right. Is there more significance to it other than sleigh bells are a thing you hear in the winter?
Keepers of the Cold is a Christmas song.
That's what I thought.
The bad Mother Nature Christmas song.
Christmas song, yes.
And we could spend 2 hours explaining it. And so let's begin.
Actually, I do have one question because I've got a lot. When we did this, when we did our first part, like JR said, our whole gimmick is that he preps, and then he throws it on me, and I react.
Mm-hmm.
And I, so what you get from me is completely unfiltered because that's my thing. I'm unfiltered. So we're doing this thing, and he gives us. We have 4 songs. They're in your all's order. Number 1, my first big question, and this was probably the question we should have started out with. What was the significance of the order of the songs? Because it seems like it's more significant than just going, oh, let's do this one first. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Let's do this one.
Yeah. What's funny is I don't know if we specifically sat down and were like, this is like 100% going to be the order. Like when we started it, we had these tracks that were kind of sitting there, but I think over time, at least for us, while we've been, you write all these songs and you develop them and then you're playing them and you have demos of them and you're listening to them. There's a certain flow that seems to just make a little bit more sense. And so opening with Midnight Wing made the most sense because it's a way, a couple reasons. It has a sick, sort of a synth intro that's extended. And so we're like, well, let's just like bring it in for a minute. Like you haven't heard from us in a couple years. This is the first thing we've dropped. Just
let's
give
blow
it
your mind.
Yeah. And so we have no problem making you wait for a track, And so yeah, it's got like a nice intro.
This is the EP. The way you're going to program the EP, not you didn't set this up. You go, okay, we're going to let them. We want them to listen to it in this order because you heard what we did in the original thing.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's basically the order that you're going to.
The order on the EP,
yeah. That's the EP order. Yeah, if you send it to you,
that was the number 1 question, and number 2 is not a question, but because the way we wanted to do this thing, and he wanted to play all 4 songs, and these are not the shorter songs. We kind of ran out of time. Mm-hmm. So when we approach Keeper in the Cold, JR has not heard at all any of my input.
Yeah, we're sort of bridging the 2 parts of this show
we're kind
here.
Of bridging the parts of the show. So
we finish each song, and I say, Gary, what'd you think about that? And then he tells me, but I haven't heard that yet about Keepers of the Cold. So, Gary, are you going to reveal your thoughts now for all of us?
I don't know. Is that because y'all want to go into it, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. 100%. Send it.
So let's go there. We'll start from there, and we'll go backwards or whatever, however you want to go. But
yeah, that works.
So. Well, it's kind of tough because I want to, compare and contrast. But okay, so we knew you guys were kind of you would kind of pinch on prog rock a little bit, but dudes, you guys made a 1974 prog rock opus Christmas song.
Thank you.
Right here. I mean,
thanks.
That was exquisite. Still not my favorite of the 4, but I was kind of into prog rock for a little bit, and well, still am, but I'm wondering if did you mean to bring in elements of I heard elements of Jethro Tull. I had elements of Pink Floyd. I heard elements of Return to Forever. Um, a little bit of Rainbow.
Hmm.
Did
Oh, very
are
much,
all
yeah.
those things like in your listening room right now? Is that just something you grew up with, or am I spewing names that you've never heard of before in your life?
There was a lot of
Oh,
head
no,
nodding. These guys got
no,
something to say.
yeah, no, we're very familiar with those bands. I mean, Pink Floyd obviously was a major influence on just us. Um, Return
They're
to
all.
Forever's Jethro Tull we've listened to a bit as well.
I listened to all of Rainbow last year. I listened to all their
Oh
albums.
yeah, he did. That's true. Yeah. To answer your question, maybe not those specific bands necessarily, but we did specifically set out to make a longer. We enjoy doing that. I mean, like the Once a Dark and Lonely Night from Horse and Martyr, 18-minute long track. Like even Mad Oklahoma is a little kind of prog. It's kind of not quite country. It's not quite rock. It's kind of weird. You could even say that with maybe like 1,000 Days or Strange Weather even. But yeah, we enjoy doing those tracks where there's a lot of changes in them. There's a lot of moments where there's really high highs and then it kind of pulls back a little bit and lets it kind of space out. We intentionally set out to do that. We knew that we wanted this song to be longer. And so when
It
we
was
kind
very
of
cinematic.
yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, cinematic is a good.
So,
Go right.
well, yeah, I'm going to add on to that. I'm glad you said cinematic because this is the first song we've ever written structured around a short film. Like
Oh right.
we
Sure.
like this, we can't afford it yet because animation is very expensive. But the whole purpose behind this song was to have like a 7-minute, 8-minute short film that's animated, and this song would be it's basically like a music video short film.
Right.
And so that's why it has the spacing and the pacing as it does. Because we've always joked as a band, we're always like, we're gonna make a movie and it's gonna be called Bad Mother Nature Saves Christmas.
Right.
Cheesy, just can't be like old terrible cartoons.
Mhm.
But over time, that sort of
Claymation.
yeah,
Claymation.
some claymation, and there's like some old 70s like TV characters in there. But
Right.
over time, it actually festered into like, what if we actually made a cool Bad Mother Nature Christmas song, like not cheesy, not campy, but like very much in our vein. And the line "Keepers of the Cold" is actually a thread from "Once a Dark and Lonely Night." That's a line that we say in the song, and so I just directly borrowed that because I'm like, that's a great theme for a Christmas song. And then from that we branched out into like, well, wait a minute, let's like drop a storyline for this, and then let's think of a theme. And ultimately we did, and we have basically an entire soft script laid out for this song. We just have to fund it for the film part.
So if
Right.
there's any animators out there listening that want to work with you guys, get in touch with us, with them. Go to their website. It's get in touch with them because I would love to see that.
Yes,
100%.
this is something we all need to see very much, very, very, very.
I think it would be well received. I think it would pull a lot of different emotions out of you.
Yeah.
I think people would like it. I don't know.
Yeah, because we wanted to make a song that was it's like, what if we made a like Bad Mother Nature's take on a Christmas song? So it's not but Keepers of the Cold on its own can stand alone as like just its own kind of cool track. But it's sort of like our sort of weird dark version of like a Christmas track. So of course it's going to be long and have all these kind of weird moments. And so the music video would have to be equally as kind of weird and dark and somber. But
have you guys heard Walking in the Air from the Snowman? Have you guys heard that track?
Nope.
We'll have to send it to you. It's amazing. There's a short animated film. It's all done in crayon. It's from like the 80s or 90s.
Probably 80s,
and it's called The Snowman. It's probably 20 minutes long. And in the middle of it, there's the most unexpected, beautiful just piano song. It's amazing. And
it is.
And that song, you'll hear it when you listen to that song, you'll be like, oh, like I see where they got their direct inspiration for at least the piano piece in this song. and it sounds like a little Dutch boy who wears wooden shoes, who has like those short like trousers with like the, what do they call that?
The lederhosen.
Yeah, the lederhosen.
The lederhosen.
Little comb over, and he's got one of those high pitched voices that just sings right into the clouds and the heavens.
Yep.
And it's amazing. And I always thought that song would be beautiful over a scene of like a World War II bombing campaign. We're stealing Christmas, by the
Beautiful,
way.
yeah.
After you guys listen to the song, you'll be like, oh my God, he's right. So I don't know if we should dig too deep into the theme of Keepers of the Cold, but we can if you want. But it also has to do with World War II bombing campaigns.
Right. Yeah, that gives you the direction of where the short film music video would go, if you're wondering.
Yeah. Were you inspired
hence
at all?
The animation, not the live action.
Right.
Exactly.
We need animation for this specifically.
Were you inspired at all to do that, or to combine these ideas, the animation with the song, by like Sturgill Simpson's Sound and Fury? Does that come up for you at all?
Yeah, no doubt.
And when he dropped that, we were like, wait a minute, like this is pretty much exactly what we want to do. Not necessarily in the same style as Sturgill, but the fact that he, was able to release a visual with that album.
Yeah.
And another one that's not animated, but that I've always loved is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. He has the whole short film, if you guys have ever seen that, for the whole album. And it's like amazing before Kanye went super crazy. Right. But it was amazing. And so I'm like, dude, how cool would it be to just do like a really cool short piece of film with like a long song? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, we need to see this. This needs to happen.
We'll try and make it happen for you.
Do you have more traditional video ideas in mind for the other three songs? Are you already thinking about that?
Get to the other three songs.
Oh, hold on, sir. Yeah, we don't want to go away from that. Gary has more.
So you called out Midnight Wing in Keepers of the Cold.
Yeah,
I was almost waiting because that was the last song. Like I said, it was kind of thrown up because that was the last song. I thought, oh well, they might call out the other three songs or the other two songs, but you didn't. What was it about Midnight Wing that made all the sense of the world to call out in another song?
I'll answer that.
Oh, go ahead, X.
Unless you want to, Raj.
You can go first.
Yeah, let X take one. Yeah.
So Keepers of the Cold is fairly old at this point. It's like 3 or 4 years old. We'd started writing it, I think, even before we released our last EP. It was like just one of those songs that after we released this EP, we're going to start working on this one. And we had slowly just been writing it over the course of a few years, wanting to kind of release it and kind of figure it out. Even the structure at that point was a lot different. But it was one that it felt like it was getting away from us. And we had to kind of come together like, no, we got to finish writing the song. We got to figure out what parts are going to go where and whatever not. But in doing that, there was one line that always stuck out to me was when Ryan says, and Ryan wrote the lyrics to Keepers of the Cold, at least most of them. They came in on a Midnight Wing, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like something Midnight Wing really resonated with me personally. I'm like, I don't even know what the inspiration. Maybe Ryan could tell what the inspiration for that line was. I don't know. But for me, it was like just really cool. I'm like, that just sounds like a badass rock song. And so Keepers of the Cold was almost done before Midnight Wing even existed. And I knew at some point
Wing spun off of
yes,
Keepers of the Cold.
Yes, to answer your question. And so I took kind of the reins and wrote Midnight Wing because I knew I just wanted this badass rock song. We don't have to go all in the Midnight Wing right now, but I knew I wanted basically how Midnight Wing sounds is exactly what was evoked in the line of in Keepers of the Cold. When Ryan said that line, this whole vision stirred in my mind of what Midnight Wing would become.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, did you want to add to that?
Well, I like that Midnight Wing comes first in the EP and then Keepers comes last because the line specifically says we flew in on the Midnight Wing. So it almost like, reintroduces the EP started with Midnight Wing and then now we're here.
Right.
Which I thought was a fun little Easter egg. But yeah, I mean, thematically, they both kind of go hand in hand. And we like drawing those threads through a lot of our songs and albums. Because just like Keepers was borrowed from, Once a Dark and Lonely Night. And then, I mean, even our album Heavy Song was borrowed What did we say? Heavy song in Gates of Olympus.
Olympus, yeah.
Yeah. So we borrow a lot of our own lyrics and then turn them into other things. But thematically, Millet Wing and Keepers are probably cousins on the album in terms of like concept. They exist within the same universe, if that makes sense. Yeah. The same cinematic universe. That's the Bad Mother Nature cinematic universe.
The BMNCU.
Yes. We all laugh, but that could be a thing. Just saying. If we can get y'all hooked up with an animator, then we're good. We're gold. So
that would be sick. Actually, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, someday, if we set our minds to do it, we can get it done. Yeah.
All right. So I have one more question about this song. And on the on and on part, or the on and on part.
Yeah.
I really want more Axel there. I know y'all said, the mix is done, but Axel's high harmony is kind of muted from what I was, from what we were listening to. And that made that whole section not as explosive as it should have been.
Is that a note that we made since?
It is a note, yeah.
To be my own defense, I've been saying I wanted highs there since we started rehearsing this song.
Bless you.
Well, no. To be fair, we do have the highs are in there, but the thing is remember, you guys have the mixes, and so if there's any tweaks that we need to fix to the mixes, we can. It hasn't been mastered yet. And so sometimes in masters, things get lost in the actual mix that then come through a little bit more, and things that are popping wash down in the final master. So by the time you guys actually get that track,
as long as I hear more Axel during that part, I'll be happy.
It'll be a little crazy.
That simple.
I always say Axel should lead that part. I've said it a million times. I'll die on that hill.
We'll make sure we'll listen to it one more time, and I listened to them all again today. But we'll make sure that it sounds full, because I agree. I wanted that part to be sort of all. Corey is also in there. He has
I mean, because y'all's 3-part harmonies kick ass. Period. End of sentence. No holdbacks. But we need all 3 parts. And Axel being the highest one needs to be in there to sufficient to give that part a peak. And right now it does not have that peak. It's like the peak is down here in the mix too much. So just
that's a specific note, man. I love this.
That's a very specific note. That's the Gary note. We'll
I spent 3 years on our last album. I have notes.
Is there ever 4-part harmony with John?
No.
They let me scream on a couple songs. I have vocal credits, but all my stuff is yelling. I don't.
Sweet.
I pretend to sing. I've got a vocal credit on this one. I've got a vocal credit on the last album. So I normally the way that I get on a song is I'll be walking around I'll be walking in the studio while they're singing, so they can't hear me. And Kevin, who's our producer, and I will just kind of be sitting there kind of talking about what sounds good. And I'll just start yelling. I'll just start like screaming some part. And eventually Kevin will go, do that. Go in there and do that. Yeah. So like for this one, it's just me yelling into a microphone, which is fun. I actually just got a text from my wife that says I'm yelling right now. So there you go.
Could you please calm down?
Yeah, it's not hard for me to raise my voice. My ears not so good anymore. So.
What?
You talked earlier, John, about you play in these other rock bands, punk bands, and stuff. Is it hard for you to play a little less fast, a little less intense with Bad Mother Nature, or is it scratching some other kind of itch for you that you don't get to do in these other bands? Like, how does this play into your life as a drummer?
this is definitely one of those ventures where it's like when I first got offered the opportunity to audition, I was kind of the mindset like wanted a band, didn't know if this kind of genre was exactly what I thought of. And what really made it for me was the band itself. Just these guys kind of, I went into it very open, like not necessarily my background. A lot of the bands that you listen to are not the bands that I grew up with. Like my dad listened to the bands that you guys like, which is cool. And I listened to them at that like surface level. But then I got into like once the early thousands hit, late 90s hit, I was into new metal. I dove way deep into metal, black metal. Like I went full head first into that whole scene, punk. And so coming out of it, this just kind of offers me the opportunity to, like you said, just get a different flavor. I can kind of draw on all that stuff that I used to listen to with my dad, um, and be able to apply that in a new area while also still maintaining to myself, keeping true to the style that I play. I mean, I'm very heavy-handed. There's a lot of parts in the songs where it's, I throw in a lot of double kick because that's who I am and I prefer to do it that way. Not necessarily any of the crazy blast beat type stuff, but uh, this is definitely a new venture for me. It's drawing a lot out of me as far as like becoming the well-rounded artist who can, you know, take a song, listen. One of my favorite drummers of all time is Kenny Arnoff, and
Yeah.
his credits just kind of run the gauntlet as far as what styles that he can drum. So that's always been in the back of my mind as far as like, being a Swiss Army knife, being able to come in, listen to a song, do it justice, don't overplay, don't underplay, do the song justice. And that's just kind of my mindset. It's not necessarily a like this is or isn't my style, but like with a good group of dudes like they are and the vibe that we set for ourselves and being able to be creative and just make the family that we've made, it's just like brought another level out of me. And my drumming has gone from, being kind of stuck in this corner of the instrument. And now I'm diving into all these different genres that I never even knew that I would really have enjoyment drumming in. So yeah, I try and bring some of those elements when I can. But the whole point of it is to do the song justice. And they're very good about, telling me like, dude, do that. Or like, hey, maybe we can calm it down a little bit. Or even in some instances, it's like, Johnny, we want you to go absolute ape shit. We want you to go crazy. So turn it up. So yeah, it's just a beautiful relationship. They let me really kind of flourish as an individual.
Well, you get an opportunity to swing where that may happen less in other bands, I'm imagining.
True, absolutely, absolutely, and especially when you get into like the metal, especially metal, it's very rigid in terms of like you kind of just do these repetitive measures that are intense, but they're repetitive. There's not really a whole lot. You can't jam over a metal song. You
Right.
can jam to our songs. You can hop in and kind of fit the groove and find your own way, which is a lot of fun in these. And that's what I really love about it is like you said, you can groove to these. You can just kind of be interpretive as you want. And I don't play the song the same way twice live. I don't think I've ever played the song the way that it's recorded live. I do something different every time.
Damn, I thought that was just our band that did that. No?
I was going to say, I will also add on to that. I don't want it to sound like we're almost like our band is like pulling Johnny's talents down to like our level. I think what's happening is kind of a cool sort of symbiosis between us where like Johnny's style is a little bit different from like our background, kinda. But what we do is we sort of like pull each other like toward each other to this kind of like center where we find like a real nice kind of musical compromise between all of our styles. So it's like we're in a way we're kind of like drawing him into like a little bit more of like maybe a prog, maybe sometimes country. Like there are a lot of different influences of genres like in our music, as you guys have heard, of course. But then also Johnny's technicality is really pulling us to him. He's like, okay, you guys have to get on my level as well. So it's like we're each kind of building each other up in a way. You know what I mean? Where it's like we finally find this real nice kind of like blend between our styles where it's like our songs with Johnny in them get way heavier than if we didn't have Johnny. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I don't think they would sound as good. Like we need someone like Johnny to be playing like Midnight Wing. Like that's a rock song. Straight up. Like no bones about it. But also it's like I don't think any other drummer would do like excuses the same that Johnny would. You know what I mean? Like he just holds down a groove in that song that I go back and listen to it. And I've even gotten compliments on that song too for Johnny's drumming. They're like, excuses, huh? I'm like, oh yeah, it's one of my faves. He goes, man, that drums. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, yeah, he's holding it down. So yeah. Anyway.
Well, plus, like, Wasting My Time is a perfect example that could easily just be like a straightforward blues rock song that I wrote that's in 6/8. But if you listen to Johnny's drums in Wasting My Time, they go insane. Like he's doing like triplets and these crazy fills where fills don't even have to be.
I was hearing the triplets on the kick to emphasize the syllables of your vocals, which is something very much like the Who would do that kind of stuff. And I was picking up on that, going, "Oh, that's an awesome way to use the kick." And yeah, it was inspiring to hear that. I love that.
Totally. Yeah. No, writing drum parts with Johnny is a lot of fun because it's like he'll bring something, we'll have kind of an idea of what we want, and so it's like we'll just sort of work together and just find like a real cool like piece that honestly sometimes surprises all of us. It's like, oh, dude, that's not what we were expecting for this track, but it sounds awesome, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah, go from there.
And I wasn't in any way trying to imply that you guys are holding Johnny back from being all of what he can be.
Oh no, I know.
Okay, good. Just to be clear.
Yeah, I just want to make it sound like
I mean, hell, they're giving him 4 genres to play in one song. I mean,
yeah, true. Yeah. I didn't want to make it.
My explanation may have been a little bit. If you can cut my rambling and just use Corey's. That's exactly the way it is. We pull each other together
here, man.
I might cut out things that we say that take too long to get across, but we're not cutting anything that you guys say.
Yeah, he cuts me out all the time.
We should talk about Revisitor. We haven't really hit on that one too much yet. That was by far Gary's favorite of the 4 songs that we just played for all the reasons. But wow, it was epic. It was rocking. Gary, did you have any specific questions you wanted to ask about Revisitor?
No, just lauds. It was just like and I said this is pretty much a perfect song.
Thank you.
You can tell a perfect song is if you're singing along with it and nailing it halfway through, and that's what I was doing. Period. End of sentence. What didn't hurt whatsoever was the call out to Steely Dan on the guitar solo. Ryan, the B3 work was impeccable, as well as the piano behind that. And Johnny, you had the patented J.R. Stoffel drum fill at least twice. And that was, I mean, all those parts together, every one of you came together to create the perfect song for you guys. And that to me is the highest praise I can give, period. I love that song every second of it.
Well, thank you, Gary.
Thank you, man.
So
I don't know.
Tell us more about how this song came to be.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So we could all probably say something about this song, but so the other 3 songs of the album we've had for years. And we wanted 4 songs on this EP for a few reasons. We wanted, and we might have said this in the last episode, but we'll say it now. We wanted 4 songs because, one, it's a little more manageable. We wanted four of our best songs. We wanted 2 songs where I sang lead, 2 songs where Ryan sang lead, 2 songs where I played guitar, and 2 songs where Corey played guitar. But we wanted to switch those up to where one of the songs that I sang, I played guitar. One of the songs that I sang, I played bass. One of the songs that Ryan sang, I played guitar, and one of the songs that Ryan sang, I played bass. So there's this. Every song has I think a diversity in it because we did it like that. Mm-hmm. Revisitor was something that we didn't have when we wanted to make the album. In fact, it's the newest one. We wrote it because we wanted a 4th song.
Right.
And it's a fairly new song. It's only a few months old. And Corey really, this is, of all the songs we've ever written, usually it's me and Ryan kind of taking point in writing the music and then also the lyrics. Corey actually, you can talk about this too, but he wrote the music for it. It's pretty much the same chord progression all the way through, and which is something we usually don't do. We usually have all these different movements and chord progressions. But this time we're like, no, let's just make a song that's straight all the way through, but we'll make it interesting by differentiating what we're doing at different points in the song, right?
Yeah.
He knew that he wanted a song called Revisitor, and again, you can talk a little more about this, but so he said, I want a song called Revisitor, and it goes like this, and I basically took that, and I think I wrote the chorus melody.
Mhm.
And I something.
Yeah.
And I took that home, and I came back with that. We didn't have verse lyrics, I don't think. We didn't even have the rest of the chorus lyrics. We did have that, and I'm like, that's cool. It's kind of hooky. It's catchy. Let's work with that. At some point, we batted around ideas for lyrics. I think I had a basic idea for the melody of the lyric of the verses, but that took a while just to get those lyrics kind of right. And we kind of all wrote those lyrics together, sort of. So it was definitely a song that was written in a different way than any of our other songs, and it was done in a way. It was more spontaneous than the other songs too, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it was essentially built like from a demo that I had created, that was just floating around that I had on my phone, and I even built something like in Logic, just a little demo, and I think it was just originally called Blues. Like it was just,
that's right.
It didn't have a name really. It was just some like demo track. And it didn't change. It was just kind of those 4 chords, kind of like the whole thing. And it wasn't that great of a demo, but the initial idea was there. And so, as far as like that track goes, at least on this album, and maybe even in any of the other songs, this is probably like the closest to like a Corey track that we've done. But like Axe wrote the lyrics. He and I worked on the verse lyrics together, but the chorus he came up with. Mm-hmm. And so I had pitched the demo to these guys, and they liked it. They're like, oh, that's kind of cool, like the little intro, like the ba-da, ba-ba, ba-da, and that whole kind of thing, and just kind of let the guitar kind of like cruise. And then I was listening to Radiohead. They had that song called Reckoner, and I was like, oh, Reckoner is kind of a cool title. Like, I don't really know what it means, but it doesn't really sound like a word that I've heard before. And I just came up with Revisitor. I don't know where it came from. And I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like a word, kind of a cool title, whatever. Pitched it to these guys, and like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like, send it, whatever. And so working on this track was a long time, because we would have it and we'd go, oh, this is pretty good. And then we would add something else. Like the piano in the song, like I also came up with that piano here in the studio and then showed Ryan, and he was like, oh, that's sick. And so then we like laid that piano in, and the little bridge where it suddenly goes to like just a little high piano note that kind of keeps ringing before the solo comes in. That wasn't there, but I knew I was like, I almost want the song, because we knew it was going to be kind of in the middle of the EP collectively. And so I was trying to think of like the EP as a collective track, right? How much variation is going on in these songs, how much highs and lows. And I was like, well, if it's in the middle, there's just something that's, I kind of want it to just suddenly suck everything out all up to just like one note, and just do that real quick. What does that sound like? And it was just playing around and experimenting, found that, came up with the guitar solo. It's funny that you mentioned Steely Dan, because I was kind of thinking of like a Steely Dan, or like a, who was it? There was another guitarist who's escaping my name right now that I was kind of thinking of. But yeah, Steely Dan's a good example of that. Kind of a different guitar style. And then it kind of explodes back out into like a solo. And there was just a bunch of little elements in that track that were just experimentation, just like trying this, trying that. Does that sound good? Take that out. Like it took a long time. I swear to God, like most of last year was probably just building that track alone, because the rest of the tracks were structured already, right? Like we had them. But this was something we were just building from scratch. So it took a long time to get it to where we all liked it. But it's a track I'm very proud of, and I think we all really like it as well. So I'm really happy to hear that you guys enjoy it as well.
Not in the guitar solo, but in the when the song breaks open early on, there's a little bit of Cross Canadian Ragweed in the guitar sound. Is that a band you guys have ever heard of or have listened to at all? No, they're kind of like an alt country rock band. They're no longer. They're not a thing anymore.
Okay.
But they were a heavy influence on the country band I used to be in with Gary.
Oh, cool.
But they're called Cross Canadian Ragweed, and that guitar definitely reminds me of Cody Canada's guitar.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Listen to that for sure.
Cross Canadian Ragweed. Okay.
Definitely check it out. I think you guys will dig it.
They go by the other CCR.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Cool.
If you had to guess, would you say we've been talking almost an hour? Holy shit!
That's crazy.
This is fantastic. I'm curious what your plan is for getting these songs out there, right? I mean, the whole premise of our show is we find bands that we think are potentially rock stars, but they're not quite there yet, right? They don't have enough people listening to them yet. And what's the plan to get these songs out into the world? Are you touring? Are you going on any kind of PR thing? Like, what's the deal with getting these songs out there? Or is it just put them out there and see what happens?
I mean, honestly, at this point, yeah, kind of. Like, I think we're at that point. Maybe we even talked about this in the last episode. I can't remember, but like doing like a tour and stuff like that is too expensive, and it's just we don't really have the time or like resources to do something like that. If someday something came up with like, hey, like we'll pay this amount of money and put you on tour for a couple weeks, and we'll put you up in hotels and give you a tour bus and all that stuff, it's like maybe we would talk about it. But right now, people are like, even big artists are losing money on tours. You know what I mean? The economy of this industry right now is just in the toilet. It's all, everything's bad. The tickets are too expensive. Artists aren't making a lot of money. And so what's that?
Just AI.
Oh, and AI music is starting to try and flood the scene now. So,
but that's making live music more important than ever. I mean, the whole AI shit.
We agree. Yeah, we agree that
everyone is agreeing, and then that's and so that is important. But you're so right that so many people are losing money on tours because they feel that they have to go too big, you know. So,
right.
And then if you go too small, then of course you lose money too. So it's,
I guess
it's such a fine line.
No, you're exactly right. I think for us, I guess I'll just put it this way: we're playing the long game. We are not confident in the longevity of like the subscription streaming model. And so for us, we're going to put it out there. We'll put it onto the subscription services. We'll put it onto Bandcamp too, you know, where people can, if they want to pay. We'll probably, I think we should probably take a look at maybe even trying to promote a little bit more of like Bandcamp, like, hey, like we're on streaming, but if you guys want to actually like support us, if you like us, like Bandcamp, our merch will be on there too. We can do merch through there, which would be easier and more streamlined. I think we don't know the longevity of how these streaming services are going to look in the future. So for us, we're just trying to bet on just writing the best songs and music that we can at this moment. And then maybe it'll actually outlive that. Maybe we won't have to rely so much on streaming. Maybe, you know, these tracks will get us a little bit of like local growth, which could then maybe someday translate into a little bit bigger growth. We don't really know. But to answer your question, yeah, we'll just put them out there onto Spotify. We'll promote them. You know, we'll put an ad campaign behind them. We have a music video already edited that I made, just like a little kind of like a tent video for wasting my time. We did a little band interview thing with us, like a little kind of a mini documentary on ourselves, basically, that we were also editing, and we'll put that out there too, and some other social media stuff. So we'll definitely promote it. We'll do all the work that we can to kind of flush it in there, but that's kind of going to be the end of it. And then we'll, you know, do what we can, maybe play a couple shows. And then after this EP is kind of out there, we'll sort of retreat back into the studio and work on the next thing. And then come out to promote the next thing when that's ready. You know what I mean?
And you've got some gigs booked locally, regionally?
Nothing booked yet.
I think that's just to speak to that, like regionally, we can kind of keep ourselves satisfied with where we play. You know, we've gone to Reno, Carson City, played some of the concerts in the park down there. Sacramento always has a massive Concerts in the Park series that they do, plus all the venues that we've been able to hit out here. San Francisco, we're not opposed to driving all the way down to LA. Like we have regionally a lot of access to a lot of they saw Jess was trying to crawl underneath behind, and I saw the top of her head, and I lost it. I'm so sorry. I could not. That was hilarious.
I was gonna let it go, but I did see that thing moving by.
I couldn't. I saw it in my camera and I had to laugh. I'm sorry. But no, I think regionally we enjoy playing to the crowd that we have here. And like the dream obviously would be to get in a tour bus and go and do the whole, playing in front of a bunch of strangers thing, but that's just not in the cards. Like I've alluded to it earlier. I'm always gone. I'm on the road every other week. So putting anything together is, we have to do it pretty well in advance.
Mhm.
But for us, I think we all had a moment. I don't even know if it was post COVID, but we all kind of sat down and just kind of really told ourselves like we do this for us. Like we like to make music because we like to hang out and we vibe in that sort of sense. And so it's always been about just make music that we enjoy. It's something that's going to outlive us. It's something that we can show to, our family, our kids, our friends, and always just have that be a part of like I created something. I gave to this scene, this ecosystem that we're in that is a very unique one to be a part of just anyway, to get four people to play music and also go and record it is a rare thing. So we just really hold on to that as far as like that's rare air enough for us. And we just really do enjoy making the music to make the music for us.
Yep.
Sweet. So badmothernature.com, people will be able to find your stuff there. Will buy merch there or go to the Bandcamp. Last time, the reason we got connected was because I couldn't buy the merch there. You guys then sent me a care package with some merch, shirts, stickers, CDs, which thank you so much for doing that.
Of course.
Yeah, sorry again about the confusion.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do this time is I don't know that the website merch was too weird. I think Bandcamp will just be easier.
Yeah.
That'll just be where it's at. They kind of have it streamlined there, so that's where you can go.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we just shot a bunch of we did a photo shoot and have shot a bunch of video content. So we're now in the process of compiling all that and editing that, and then hopefully in the next few weeks, yeah, everything's going to be kind of updated and fresh, and
That'll coincide with the release of the EP.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Will there be physical media of the EP as well?
I don't know. Maybe. At the moment we're just thinking of doing digital for now. We might do a physical release someday, but I think it kind of depends. It depends on how sort of like the demand is. If it really does seem like people are going more toward the physical media, then maybe we'll consider that. It might not be the initial thing that we do with the release, but if maybe later this year or even next year, if we decide, you know what, we've actually made a little bit of money, let's maybe get a little batch of CDs or vinyl or something for these guys, maybe we'll do that. But for now, it'll probably just be a digital release.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, I have run out of questions. I had two questions I was going to ask, but then Gary asked them in a better way than I could have asked. So I'm out of questions. Is there anything we should have been asked you guys that we didn't? Is there anything you wanted to make sure gets out there that we haven't done yet?
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, we get to talk about our music for an hour. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bad Mother Nature, Corey, Ryan, John, Axel, thank you to all four of you for being here, being on our show, coming back to our show, for continuing to make music that inspires us to want to talk about it with you guys for an hour.
Yep.
And listen to it on repeat, because that's what I'm doing. So thank you once again for being on our show, and please tell your fans again, if they want to hear more about you and what the creation of this album was like, that this is a place they can go hear that, right? So let them know that this episode exists. We will, of course, let our fans know that this episode exists and that you guys are putting more music out. And the more bands we do this with, the sooner some band is going to break big, right? And then somebody's going to go find their episode of bands you've never heard of and go, oh shit, look at that. And then what other bands has this show covered? That hasn't quite happened yet, right? But it's going to.
We're trying.
We haven't been doing it quite long enough yet.
Right.
But we've had a couple of bands that are just, I think they're on, they're not quite as laid back as you guys are about this. These guys, we've had 2 or 3 bands that they got their sights focused on the big thing.
Oh yeah.
And,
Check out Tobacco
but-
Road. That episode will have come out just a little before this one. We just saw them live here in Charlottesville.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
touring heavy. They've got another album coming out already after their first one. I mean, like they're hitting it big, and I think you guys would particularly like this band. So,
Sweet.
so definitely
What are they
check
called
them
again? Sorry?
Tobacco
Tobacco
Road.
Road.
Tobacco Road. That won't be out for a couple. Well, the initial
Part one is out.
one's
Our interview's coming in a few weeks.
right.
Nice. Okay.
And when is Psychedelics?
Psychedelics part one has been out a few weeks, and the interview drops tomorw.
Yeah,
They're like a
so
funk,
They are
Prince, Sly and the
Minneapolis
Family
sound,
Stone band.
Yeah,
Sick.
Um,
Love that.
All right.
They're gonna hit
completely
it. big.
different from you guys, but they're gonna hit. They are definitely
We'll,
gonna
we'll be
hit.
seeing them on the Grammys in like 2 or 3 years. Like
Yeah, I mean-
they're destined for that. They're that good.
Sick.
Nice.
and they have that's what they want. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're hungry.
you guys
for
are
it.
that good too, but that's not your thing. That's not what you're going for.
Yeah,
This is what they are going for. Period.
100%,
End of
yeah.
sentence.
Yeah, we asked them what their goals are. They're like selling out Madison Square Garden for a
Garden.
week straight. You know that kind of thing.
So hey, that I mean,
Yeah, nothing. No one else. No one's like, well, I'd like to make a living. No one wanted to make a living. No one wanted to, just be all that they can be.
Do it.
Now, every one of them was like, sell out Madison Square Garden for a week.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
no, that's awesome.
That
man.
was-
Yeah,
Go
no,
chase it.
I
Hell yeah.
hope they.
I
I,
love
hope they
that.
do.
And they got the talent to do it, and they got the songs to do it. I mean, they're insane.
And there's more than enough room in the world and in our little world of this show for bands that are that hungry, as well as for bands that are content to just make awesome music and celebrate
Yeah,
it
yeah.
with whoever wants to celebrate
Exactly.
it, and everything in between. And so, yeah,
And we love you guys. And
Thank you guys.
so much. Thank you so
Well,
much for
thank you.
calling us back. I mean, that
yes.
was because we offer that to everybody. Like, hey, if you got something else coming out, and you guys are the first and only right now. So thank you so much. It
thank you.
humbles-
Yeah, thanks for
it
thanks for
truly
having us back on.
humbles us.
Ryan, I hope
yeah,
your voice
you.
comes back good and strong, buddy. I'm glad you're feeling better. Johnny, thanks for getting with us here on the road. To you and your significant other crawling around on the floor behind you, texting you that you're too loud. I love it. But yeah, we'll do this again. The next time a third time would be even better. So
100%.
We'll
Absolutely.
take you every time, man.
Absolutely. Thank you,
you
gentlemen.
guys
It was
so
a pleasure
much.
meeting you guys. Pleasure meeting you guys.
that's Bad Mother
Thank you, guys.
Nature, everybody. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
You guys, take care.
Peace out.
Rock on, folks. Man, that was a great episode. It was a first for us. It's a return episode with new material.
It really sort of validates what we're doing here on this show. As I mentioned at the top of the show, when we may not have huge listenership numbers yet, but when we have bands that value what we bring to the table with an interview with thoughtful questions, they want to go, let's just talk about your music and how you create it, and get that out there in the world. These bands are digging the fact that a show like this exists, and these interactions we're having is what makes me continue to be motivated to go find more bands and interview them and do this show, despite the fact that there's not a shit ton of people listening yet.
Right. Yeah. And it makes the entire thing worth it. And it's humbling. This episode was definitely the most humbling episode that we've had so far. But this episode of Bands You've Never Heard Of is a production of Ranch Hand Records. That's at ranchhandrecords.com.
BYNHO is hosted by Gary Hawthorne and me, J.R. Stuffle.
It is written by JR, researched and everything by JR, and then reacted to by me, Gary.
And as always, all of the songs you heard on this episode are played in their entirety with the band's permission. And this one's kind of special because as we put this episode out, they're not even fully released yet. So we
or
are
fully mixed and mastered yet.
Right. We are especially thankful to Bad Mother Nature for giving us access to their music before the rest of the world and allowing us to be a part of how that music gets shared with the rest of the world. So YouTube, when you send me the copyright claim, I will be sending you the email in which they gave us the songs to play.
Yeah, check out badmothernature.com. The links are in the show notes and on the BYNHOPod.com website.
And I'll be adding all of the 4 new songs as soon as they're available on Spotify to our Band You've Never Heard Of, the complete playlist. Again, every song from every band ever featured on this show. And as the bands add new songs to their library, we add those songs to this playlist. So it grows and grows and grows. It's 27 hours of wonderful music. So go check that out for a good time.
So you're saying it's 27 hours and 27 minutes.
Yes, it is.
So you could, if you're just listening and not watching us do this, we recommend that you go to youtube.com at BYNHOPod, BYNHOPod, and check it out in 3D color, full Technicolor with stereo sound.
You'll see us, you'll see our cool backgrounds, you'll see the band when we interview them, you'll see the lyrics from the songs, you'll see the
most importantly,
videos.
the videos.
Yeah, if there's videos, we play them there. There's a ton of reasons to be watching this show. It's a better experience than just listening. So go check it out. And if you have thoughts on the show at all, questions for us in any way, shape, or form, please send them on over to us. We do have our own email address. It's BYNHOPod@gmail.com. That's BYNHOPOD @gmail.com.
All of that plus merch, and you can support BYNHO very much from our website at BYNHOPod.com. That's BYNHOPOD.com. Come and visit us. Learn even more about your favorite bands.
Each band gets their own page on BYNHOPod.com. So if you wanted Bad Mother Nature, all the links, all the stuff we have for them, it's right there in one place. It's one-stop shopping for bands you've never heard of.
I think they got 12 links. So they are definitely socialed out, and they got everything there. You can contact them directly. You can contact us directly. You can hit our tip jar. You can buy our t-shirts. We have local music t-shirts. We have BYNHO t-shirts. We have Ranch Hand Records t-shirts, which we got a request for. What the heck? Cool. We'll put it out there. If you have a t-shirt you would like, we'll make it for you and put it on the BYNHO store. So
there's a contact us page on the website, or like I said earlier, you can email us, BYNHOPod@gmail.com.
Until the next time, I'm going to say, have a nice evening.
Peace out, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
To clarify one last on that, are we allowed to play all 4 songs in their entirety, or just the single, or what?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you guys want, you can play all the songs if you want to. That's totally fine. Or as much, it's a 25-minute EP in its entirety, just 4 songs.
Yep.
So a couple of them are a little longer for sure. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to play them on the podcast if you like. We're just, all we were really asking is just maybe wait until a little closer to the release
100%.
Before you actually air it.
Absolutely.
So you guys can listen to them. The versions that you guys have the accent, you can listen to them. They'll sound good. But when you're ready to actually like post them, I don't know if you're able to just like sub in.
I'll replace
the
it in the final
master.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, listen to them. I hope you guys enjoy them.
He's a genius at doing that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah.